Hello, Meoni here. Welcome back to another short news video. This talking about the Crystalline Conflict Season 18 ending soon, but of course much more than that. Seasonal content then is of course your ranked PvP in Crystalline Conflict. This does not affect your series PvP, which is your Milestone Battle Pass stuff. That only resets with a major patch, and the next reset for that will be in 7.5 much later in the year. This then only changing the ranked reset basically for 7.45. They say the competition's been fierce and it'll end soon with the patch 7.45 maintenance. Now we've got a confirmation scheduled for early March is what they say. Very interesting. So the top 300 players in Japanese, North American and European data centers are rewarded with the top 100 ranked players on the Oceanic data center. You must at least participate in one ranked match during the season in order to receive some tier rewards, such as a bronze portrait frame if you want to get that. The final results, they say, will be announced after the release of 7.45, so give it your all and prove yourself the fiercest fighter on the Crystal line. They've also made some ELO changes there with the upper and lower brackets there for competitor matching for the Japanese data centers. So there's obviously a bit of a fluctuation there. But aside from that, that's that. What we can take from this that's much greater news is that the delay is real. So with 7.45 maintenance scheduled for early March, that does mean that the break at Christmas, where we had the holiday season, between patch 7.4's release and the Savage release, that extra bit of a gap has had a knock-on effect. So in essence, early March would give us, 5 weeks since 7.41 would be the 3rd of March. Previous predictions for 7.45 were actually mid-February, somewhere around February 24th, I think, would make sense mathematically. But with this new delay to Savage to give space with those Christmas holidays, everything does seem to have been shifted quite slightly. If it was 12 weeks, it would be March the 10th, giving a gap of 8 weeks since the Savage release of the Heavyweight Arcadian raid tier. So basically we're looking at 7.45 releasing anywhere from March the 3rd to March the 10th. That should be the release time for 7.45. And of course in 7.45 we get a new variant mode, which is the Merchant's Tale duty, coming with variant mode, variant plus and criterion mode. A lot of people are excited to try that content out. And of course the other thing notably in that patch that we know of is the Hildebrand side quest, which some people may like, some people may dislike. As for where that puts us with patch 7.5 then, bear in mind all of this stuff has a concertina effect. Who knows? Perhaps 7.5 will be the month of May. This could also be late April, though, to coincide with the FanFest timings. And typically in the past, FanFest has come out and then there's been a patch pretty much like a couple of weeks later, that kind of thing. So that's the estimated schedule. Maybe that hasn't shifted too much. It just seems like 7.45 has been delayed because of that. Are we happy with that? We're never going to be happy with that, right? We're people who like to play the video game. This is always a time in a expansion's life cycle where we're waiting for the next expansion. We're waiting for news for that. There is always a bit of a content drought. You can expect there will be lots of rerun events. They've typically done this in the past where they'll rerun stuff like the Yokai Watch event, stuff like that, right? Final Fantasy 15 event may come back. The Final Fantasy 16 thing might come back. We'll have to wait and see how that sort of pans out. But that's usually what they do to fill the gaps, as well with seasonal event rewards as well, like the seasonal events. We've got Little Ladies Day coming up soon, in theory, and we've also got, the summer one and beyond that. But yes, so what do we think about the 3rd to the 10th of March? It would have been nice if it was earlier, but of course we can't have all of these things all the time. I'm personally still looking forward to the patch, but we are entering into that sort of lull of content like we expected. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think about the delays and the potentiality for when you think these patches might come out. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.